Guys, what's up? It's Kahoobb here. Today I'm going to be making a video reviewing all the Death Knight classes that were announced for Hearthstone and Knights of the Frozen Throne, and all 9 have been announced. So let's start with the Mage one, as I do have a video that is uploaded about it being leaked, and looks like it was true. I don't think so yeah, the hero power was not in that, so this time I'll actually be able to review it completely, since I'm able to tell you guys what the hero power is. So this is a 9 mana legendary that gives you 5 armor, and the battle cry reads: summon a 3/6 water elemental. Your elementals have lifesteal this game, Frost Lich, Jaina, and the hero power costs 2, called Icy Touch, and it reads: deal 1 damage. If this kills a minion, summon a water elemental. Now, I think this is really good, mainly as a mage card. So mages have a great way of waiting to, you know, draw all their cards and get to end game and being able to win late game, considering cards like Blizzard and like Frost Nova with like Doomsayers and stuff like that. So this card will actively summon a 3/6 water elemental and give you 5 armor right as you play it. And now, if you have any elementals out on board already, which you most likely will, they will have lifesteal now. So before, you would want to play this before you attack with your elementals, because you would play this, and then with however any elementals you have on board, you then attack to then heal your hero. So you're going to be gaining like 5 armor plus however much attack you will be dealing with your elementals on board. So this card is actually really good, mainly also since the hero power is deal 1 damage, and it's basically the same, except why it's so good is because the other part of it: if this kills a minion, summon a water elemental. And mages have a great way of using their hero power to kill off a minion right away. And now this says if this kills a minion, so you can even do this onto your own minion. So if you have a minion that isn't that good on board, it's like you know, it's damaged, it's like a firefly or something, right? Since it's an elemental, you can, if it has 1 health, you can just ping it off, kill off your 1/1 firefly, and now you have a 3/6 water elemental for only 2 mana on board. This also works if you kill off an enemy minion too, so it's really good. Now let's move on to the Hunter card. So the Hunter card is 6 mana, Deathstalker Rexxar. I've talked about this before, made a video about the website that you can do Build the Beast on. So the battle cry is deal 2 damage to all enemy minions, you gain 5 armor, and the hero power is Build the Beast, and that's craft a custom zombies. Now, you guys all should know by now what this hero power does. You know, combines 2 different beasts together and adds their effects and everything together. So, you know, like a charge beast with you know, like Savannah Highmane or something. So this card I think is actually pretty good, since the beast that you can craft with the hero power is the main thing that is most important about this. Now for 6 mana, you're gaining 5 armor right away, and you are dealing 2 damage to all enemy minions right away. So it's basically activating like explosive trap, which will deal 2 damage to everything, except this is only minions, so it doesn't include the enemy hero. Now the hero power, craft the custom zombies, is the most important thing, because you can craft really good things with the hero power. So the hero itself, it's okay, but the hero power is what makes it so good. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the Shaman hero. So this is a 5 mana hero card called Thrall, Deathseer, legendary. Battle cry: transform your minions into random ones that cost 2 more, and you gain 5 armor. Now the hero power is Transmute Spirit. Hero power: transform a friendly minion into a random one that costs 1 more. So this is really interesting, because they decided to make it more towards like a evolved shaman type deck. So, you know, you have doppelgangsters. So basically what you can do here, you know, you have 1 doppelgangster, you have this hero card, you play doppelgangster, you play this card, and it'll transform those doppelgangsters into random ones that cost 2 more. So it's basically double evolve with for 5 mana, with it being you gain 5 armor. But the hero power is actually pretty cool because you can do really cool tactics with this. You have a minion on board. After you played your hero power, you attack, and when you attack maybe into a minion, you can then use your hero power on your minion that is like damaged down to 1 HP, and now you evolve it to something that costs 1 more. Now it's like full health again, and maybe more health. I don't know, maybe less, depends what it evolves into. And another cool factor is charge cards. So you may have like Leroy, and then you attack straight in the face, and then you may hero power your Leroy, hoping for the 6 mana 4/2 Divine Shield charge to then, you know, have lethal, because you only need 4 more attack to win. So I think this Shaman hero card is really cool, just because it is a lot of RNG effects, but I think overall it'll actually be pretty good. Unless they make a lot of, you know, I don't know, you can't really do much here. Like, even if they make I guess if they make high cost cards that suck, like 8 mana 1/1, right? Like Big Time Racketeer. If they make more cards like Big Time Racketeer, then I can see this card, or this hero card and this hero power, not being that great, because you'll just like make a you'll make a like some 5 mana card like Wide Eyes or something, you know, evolve that into a 1/1, right? That wouldn't be that good. So let's move on to the next one. So this is a Druid hero card. It's 7 mana, called Malfurion the Pestilent, and it's pretty cool how it has the choose one effect. So it's choose one, summon 2 poisonous spiders or 2 scarabs with taunt, and the hero power Plague Lord reads choose 1 plus 3 attack this turn or gain 3 armor. The cool thing about the hero power for this one is once you have chosen the 2 poisonous spiders or the 2 scarabs with taunt, the hero power actually does work with Fandral Staghelm. So the card that is a legendary, that it's like, I think it's a 4 mana 3/5 that reads your choose one effects are combined. So your hero power can get plus 3 attack for your hero and gain 3 armor at the same time if you have Fandral Staghelm out on board. Now, I'm not sure if it works with the actual hero when you activate this 7 mana card. I don't know if that works. It might, but I just know for the hero power for sure it does work. So I think this card can be good. It gives you 5 armor instantly, and you can summon 2 scarabs with taunt right away, and you could also just summon poisonous spiders instead. Depending on the situation you're in, maybe they don't have a board, or you know, they have no minions on their side, so you do the 2 poisonous spiders, or they have minions on board that will kill you, so you'd rather summon 2 scarabs with taunt. And the hero power I like a lot, because it's usually gain 1 armor and get plus 1 attack during the turn. So I think it's cool how you can do gain 3 armor or plus 3 attack. I feel as if the hero power is mainly going to be used passively and to be gaining 3 armor. Kind of reminds me of how Warrior, its buffed hero power was 2 mana, gain 4 armor from the Grand Tournament, with that that one card that would, you know, make your hero powers better. So I think this is kind of like that, except it'll be 2 mana, gain 3 armor instead of 4, and for Druid instead of Warrior. Alright, so let's move on to the next one. This one is a Paladin card, 9 mana legendary, Uther of the Ebon Blade. Battlecry, equip a 5/3 lifesteal weapon, gain 5 armor. The hero power is 2 mana, the 4 horsemen. Hero power, summon a 2 attack, 2 health horseman. If you have all 4, destroy the enemy hero. Now I think this hero power is really good, but let me talk about the card first before I talk about the hero power. So the Battlecry, since you know, a 5/3 lifesteal weapon is actually really good. It's kind of like Tyrion Fordring, except you get the weapon with the lifesteal, and what lifesteal is, it heals your hero. So when you have 5 attack, you'll be healing for 5 each time you attack into something. Now with the lifesteal weapons, it may be different than True Silver Champion. I think with lifesteal, it's once you deal the damage, then you gain that much amount of health. So if that's the case, you might actually die if you trade into something that would kill you, but then after you attack into it, it'd gain you your health. I think you might just die instantly from that. True Silver Champion, works to where before you attack it, you heal for 2, and then it attacks into the minion. So I'm not exactly sure. Maybe I should have researched that about the lifesteal with weapons and how that exactly gonna work if the lifesteal would happen before, but I think it will not happen before because I'm pretty sure anything with lifesteal will be healing you after you've taken the damage. So now let me talk about the hero power. I think this hero power is amazing. I think it's even better than, you know, the Grand Tournament plus hero power. I think that was 2 mana summon 2 1/1 minions, and now I think this is better because dealing with 2/2 minions is pretty hard when you can just spam them out for 2 mana, and if they have no minions on board, you know, you get 2 of these horsemen out, and then you can usually stabilize with like what 1, I guess, would always be on board usually, unless you have some type of board clear. But as long as you keep using your hero power and everything, and you have like maybe this is a late game type mechanic, even though it can be used early in a sense, like something with Tyrion, or like something with taunts. You know, something with Paladin and taunts may happen because of this hero power being so good. You may get a lot of taunts in the way of them not being able to kill any horsemen from their minions. They would need some type of spell or AoE damage or some type of, you know, direct attack damage. So I think this hero power is really good. 2 mana, summon a 2/2. That's already pretty good in my opinion. And I think it's really cool how if you have all 4 of them, it destroys the enemy hero. That literally wins you the game. Like, no matter what, it says destroy the enemy hero. It doesn't say deal 30 damage. It says destroy the enemy hero. So the reason I'm emphasizing that is because of mages. So I know mages have a lot of ways to clear the board. So maybe this isn't so good against mage because mage has things that you know, 3 mana deal 2 damage to all minions, and, you know, summon a 2/2. So that would kill it off. But you, as Paladin, you have ways to buff the minions. You know, Blessing of Kings. So you buff Horseman. You know, on turn 6, it's a 6/6 horseman then that you have, and you just have to summon 3 more then. And another thing is, it doesn't say once you hit your hero power 4 times and have them all, right? It's just saying if you have all 4 horsemen, destroy the enemy hero. So with Paladin, there's secrets like redemption, repentance, and, you know, all these different secrets, right? So when it comes to like redemption and like noble sacrifice and stuff, like, you have a lot of secrets that make it to where your horsemen will resummon with 1 health. You have ways where the horsemen will be taken back into your hand, so then you can play it for 2 mana. So then on 1 turn you can hit hero power, and then in the horseman that got returned to your hand, you can play that also, and you'll have 2 out right away. So I think this card will be really good because of all the ways that you can use the horsemen and the hero power, and just summoning all these 2 attack 2 health minions is actually really good. And I don't think the enemy will want to keep them alive with how much usually you can do quite a bit of damage with that, unless it's like a really late game, then not early. But you know, I have high hopes for this card, and I'm definitely gonna want to try it out and try different decks with it and mess around with it and try and find something good for this card, because I feel like it's gonna be really, really good. So oh, and by the way, when I was talking about mage, this counters ice block. You know, the 3 mana card, you know, your hero's immune. You know, you take fatal damage, your hero's immune for the turn. You know, this will literally just kill them. The secret of ice block does not matter. It will kill them if they get enough horsemen out with this. If you get enough horsemen out with this card. So mage is gonna have to kind of be worried about it, but not at the same time, because they have cards, you know, like Blizzard, Flame Strike, and deal 2 damage to all minions and things like that. So let's move on to the next one. Alright, so this is a priest card, 8 mana, battle cry, destroy all minions with 5 or more attack, gain 5 armor. And the hero power is void form, deal 2 damage after you play a card. Refresh this, Shadowreaper Anduin. So this card, I can see what they're trying to do with the hero power and the battle cry of the hero card. so you can kind of understand where it's going. So the battle cry: destroy all minions with 5 or more attack. Usually minions with high attack cost more mana, and now with the hero power, deal 2 damage for 2 mana. And once you play a card that's a spell or a minion or whatever onto your board, or buff something up, your hero power will be refreshed. So this kind of goes for things like the 1 mana, give a minion plus 2 health, draw a card. So that would cost, like, you can be able to, for 5 mana, cost deal 4 damage, and buff a minion and draw a card. So another thing is, you have minions with less health, less attack. You have these like 2 cost minions, 1 cost minions, and 3 cost minions that don't have 5 attack, and you have all these cheap cost minions, right? And then you're able to spam out these minions while also being able to spam your hero power at the same time. So I'm thinking this might actually end up being pretty good, because it's not deal 2 damage to the enemy hero, it's just deal 2 damage. So you can choose whether or not you want it to go to their face or to a minion, and when it refreshes, you may have a minion on that opposite side that you want to kill that's 4 health. So you're able to, for 5 mana, play a 1 mana card, and then able to void form twice, but make sure you void form first and then play the card and then void form again, or void form again. So I can see this actually being pretty good, mainly when you have like Lyra and stuff like that, and like maybe like I'm thinking maybe like a, I mean, I was kind of thinking Purify Priest, but kind of the battle cry: destroy all minions with 5 or more attack. I mean, I guess that could work before you buff up on the Razor Leaf, the Humongous Razor Leaf, or the Ancient Watcher. So I guess this could be good for that. So let's go on to the next card. So this one's a lot more complicated, but I will explain it to you guys. This is for Rogue, and it's a 9 mana hero card, legendary, Valeera the Hollow. Battle cry: gain stealth until your next turn, and you gain 5 armor. Now the hero power is a passive hero power. It says during your turn, add a shadow reflection to your hand. As you can see on the very right, this tells you what Shadow Reflection is. This is the card that will be added to your hand, and it says each time you play a card, transform this into a copy of it. So about this, it's interesting because with Shadow Reflection, you may have a lot of questions, so I'm gonna kind of say a few things about the hero power and Shadow Reflection to kind of explain it to you guys. So Shadow Reflection will leave your hand at the end of your turn, so it only works on 5 mana cards or less. And now you may be wondering, what about things like Preparation or Shadow Step, or like Emperor Thorson for Wild? Things that will reduce the amount of the cost of a card to then have Shadow Reflection copy it to then be able to play, some like 6 mana card, but have them both cost 5 instead. But any effects that have mana cost reduction will not be copied by Shadow Reflection. So like those 3 things I said, Preparation, Shadow Step, Emperor Thorson, those things will not work for Shadow Reflection. So the cool thing about this, it kind of works for like Blood Mage Thalnos. That's a really good card that's usually used in most rogue decks, and it's a 2 mana legendary. To be able to have 2 of these, you can play 2, for 4 mana. So I think this is really interesting, since maybe you play Backstab, then Shadow Reflections will turn into another Backstab that you can use right away, or if you have like double Eviscerate, this can turn into another Eviscerate. So I think this will have some type of really good things to use for, and it's added to your hand every single time it's your turn, but you don't get copies of it. You can't summon like 3 Blood Mage Thalnoses, because Shadow Reflections leave your hand at the end of your turn, So when it's your turn again, you'll have the same one basically. You know, it doesn't add another one to your hand, technically speaking, until you've played a Shadow Reflections. Then you'll have another one. Oh, and also, the battle cry gains stealth until your next turn and gain 5 armor. That's insanely good. It is 9 mana, but it's insanely good because this is kind of like Ice Block in a sense, except Ice Block, you know, Eater of Secrets counters Ice Block. I'm sure things that will say all enemies lose stealth. I don't know if that's a card, and I think there's one that's all enemy minions lose stealth, but maybe they'll have something like all enemies lose stealth, right, to be able to counter this. Because gaining stealth is so good because it's untargetable. You cannot target them. You can't fireball them, can't frostbolt them, can't holy wrath them, lightning bolt them. You know, there's so many things that you just can't do because you cannot target them. You can't attack them with your minions or anything for one whole turn. But things that will randomly target will be able to hit their face. You know, stealth targets, the best way to deal with them is have something that will randomly attack it in the minions. I think like Spreading Madness as I think that's the Warlock card that does 3 mana, deal 9 damage to random enemies or random characters, right? Random anything. So that thing will be able to attack into the stealth hero. But you're also getting 5 health. So Consecration will work on this card, but they do gain 5 armor. So it's just so good with the battle cry. Okay, let's move on to the next card. So sorry about the picture and of these. They're not that good. I couldn't find any better ones. So this is the Warrior hero card. It's 8 mana, legendary Scourgelord Garrosh. Battle cry. Equip a 4/3 Shadowmourne that also damages adjacent minions. And the hero power, it does cost 2, even though you can't see that, it does cost 2. Called Bladestorm. Deal 1 damage to all minions. So it looks like they're trying to get the AoE damage and probably have more enrage cards that will, you know, deal damage to all these minions and everything, because the hero power doesn't seem that great. But I guess when you have enrage cards, it's actually pretty good, I guess. Now, the 4/3 Shadowmourne that says that also damages adjacent minions. Let me explain that. So, if there's 3 minions on a board and you know you attack the one in the middle, the ones on the left and the right will also take 4 damage from this minion. So basically, by attacking into a single card, the other 2 cards, the adjacent ones, are also taking that damage. So it's like attacking 3 times, but only taking damage for 1 minion. And that's just insanely good. Oh yeah, and I don't know if I said this, but you gain 5 armor too, just like all the other ones. So I think the weapon that is equipped is insanely good. Now I'm not too sure how good the hero power is. I mean, I guess it's kind of okay. Maybe we'll see it be really good in some type of enraged deck or something. But the battle cry, the weapon, is what is the best thing about this, because there can be like a direwolf alpha that you attack into, you only take 2 damage, and the things that are adjacent may be like 10 damage, you know, like some like, I don't know, some 6/4 minion or whatever, and then instead of taking the 6 damage, you take the 2 damage, but you still kill off the 6/4, so it's really, really good. So let's move on to the next card. This is sorry for the picture again, bad quality, everything. It's the only picture I could find. So the Warlock one, now everyone was wondering, are they gonna have a Warlock one because they already have Jiraxxus, or are they gonna use that as an excuse, say, what, we already have Jiraxxus, so that's the Death Knight? But they ended up not doing that, so they actually do have a new actual hero card of a Death Knight for Warrior. It's a 10 mana card called Bloodreaver Gul'dan. It's a legendary, and the battle cry is summon all friendly demons that died this game. And the hero power is Siphon Soul. And it's lifesteal, deal 3 damage. So you can choose whatever you want to deal 3 damage to, the enemy hero, any minions, and your minions or your face or whatever, and you'll end up healing your hero for 3 damage. Oh, and I don't know if I said this, but you gain 5 armor. Now, this can actually be really good because things like Flame Imps, you know, it summons them, but when it summons them, I'm pretty sure when things get summoned, it doesn't activate the battle cry, so you'll just have flame imps for free. They don't deal 3 damage to your face. And there was this one card that was getting a lot of hype, or a couple cards that were getting a lot of hype about making a deck about a demon deck for this card. So that card is Mal'Ganis, a 9 mana 9/7 demon legendary. Your other demons have +2/+2. Your hero is immune. So that's a popular one that's getting you know, a lot of notice with this card here. And things like Void Callers, 4 mana 3/4 demon, Death Rattle, put a random demon from your hand into the battlefield. And I guess like Sacrificial Pact might actually end up being pretty good because you summon all these demons and you can just Sacrificial Pact one. And with things with like Void Caller and the Sacrificial Pact, that could be pretty good. And I guess Sense Demons, the 3 mana draw 2 demons from your deck, can also be pretty good. But yeah, a lot of people are talking about Mal'Ganis, and that's a big one. A lot of controversy about this card with Jaraxxus have been stirring up, and it's really just about how will Jaraxxus work when you play this card in a deck with Lord Jaraxxus. You play Lord Jaraxxus, and then you play this card. You will gain the 5 armor, of course, from this card, and the hero power obviously will change. But will Blood Fury stay equipped, or will it be destroyed? That's what everyone's wondering, as far as I've seen on forums and everything. Because, you know, Lord Jaraxxus equips a weapon. Now if you equip this hero, will the weapon now be destroyed? But if you normally already have a weapon equipped, and you play this hero, and the weapon stays there, then I'm sure the weapon you get from Lord Jaraxxus will stay, as long as normal weapons usually stay. Leave a comment in the comment section below of what your favorite Death Knight is. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys later in the next video.